bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the racebook? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Born from the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is committed to helping our nation's heroes and their families in their darkest hours. When a first responder or veteran doesn't return home and leaves behind a young family, Tunnel to Towers supports them. The foundation pays off their mortgages and lifts their financial burdens through their Gold Star Family Home Program and Fallen First Responder Home Program. Through their Smart Home Program, catastrophically injured veterans and first responders regain their independence with a mortgage-free home, specially adapted to meet their unique physical needs. Tunnel to Towers also provides housing assistance and services to our nation's homeless veterans through their Homeless Veteran Program. They are helping more than 2,000 in 2023 because no veteran should be living on the streets of the country they signed up to protect. Join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget 9/11 or the sacrifices made by our nation's heroes. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
Celebrating over 2 decades of consecutive broadcasts on the great game of horse racing in Las Vegas, the Race Day Las Vegas show thanks all of our listeners and sponsors for your appreciated support.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf flow, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. All righty, happy New Year, everybody. We are now in the waking hours of 2024. We hope you had a beautiful and wonderful New Year's Eve celebration. I know we did here in Las Vegas, and we wish you all the best in the new year, that's for sure. A happy, healthy, prosperous new year. Let's cash some tickets and win all the photos. And by the way, keep safe and careful out there as well. We welcome you to the Race Day Show for this new year, 2024. Looking ahead, well, our theme here in Las Vegas last night as the fireworks, the spectacular fireworks display unleashed, was more in 24. There were masses of people up and down the strip. The actual strip, the area where the cars drive on the road was closed off, and there were people milling around up and down in front of all the big mega resorts. And then at the strike of midnight, a spectacular fireworks display lasted about 9 minutes, and boy, was it spectacular, that's for sure. Everybody was having fun, a good time by all, and I'm sure there's a few people surviving probably a headache or two this morning. I'm sure that Alka-Seltzer will be the run on that in the gift shops today, that's for sure. But we welcome you to the show. We hope you had a wonderful New Year's Eve as well. Most of us, including yours truly, lost a few more hours of sleep than we normally do, but it was well worth it, that's for sure. And we wrap up 2023 with, well, a couple of records. That's for certain. Linda Rice did it. She got one extra victory off of all of her entries yesterday at Aqueduct. And she was, as Jonathan Hardoon told me, she wasn't taking any chances. She had two horses in the race, and she finished first and second, and her first two horses entered, which was the second race on the card. And George's Vice got there, paid $20.80, and secured Linda Rice as now the leader, the all-time leader for most wins in 1 year on the New York Racing Association racetrack circuit. She had 164 tied with Dick Dutrow going into yesterday. She had quite a few mounts entered yesterday, but she got the job done with her first one to win 165 and get that victory. Want to thank also Manny Franco, who was the fall winter jockey champion for Aqueduct this year during the fall meeting that ended yesterday. So congratulations to them all. I got to tell you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the top 10 racing stories of 2023, courtesy of our good friends over at the HorseRacingNetwork.com, the horse racing website. It's a great website. You got to go there and really check it out. So this is their version of the top 10 stories, and I kind of concur with most of them, probably all of them, really. The number one story they thought was the Cody's Wish and his epic journey through racing throughout the year, and of course his big race in winning the Breeders' Cup, and of course after that, hours after that, passing away, and of course his famous friend Cody Dorman as well. That was the top one. The second top 10 stories of the year they thought was the horse fatalities. I mean, we had two, just tragic horse fatalities at Saratoga during their meeting that exemplified and was amplified by the fact that they were on national TV. So the horse fatalities was the second story. The third story was the closing of Golden Gate Fields. And horsemen in Northern California now scrambling to see where the racing circuit takes them in Northern California after Golden Gate ends in June. The fourth top story was Forte and his journey from being the juvenile champion and winner of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and then his run through the prep races for the Kentucky Derby, his ultimate scratch in the Derby, and of course all of his trials and tribulations through the Triple Crown. His disputed winner, I guess you could call it, in the Travers Stakes that's still going on. So the story on Forte was the fourth in the top 10. The fifth one was a good one. Jenna Antonucci and Arcangelo in their quest and win in the Belmont Stakes and the Travers. Nice to see a lady trainer doing that well. And don't forget, Brittany Russell in Maryland did very well this year, and and Linda Rice, who just won the record over at New York. So Nucci and Arcangelo was the fifth top story. The sixth top story was the rash retirements of all the great 3-year-olds that we aren't going to see as 4-year-olds this year. That included, of course, the Forte. It included Arcangelo, and it included the Derby winner, Mage, which will not be running this year. And the seventh top story was one that was across the sea, a horse called Equinox, who they say is the year's top active thoroughbred in the world. Now, he went 4 for 4 in 2023, but he won big races over the pond, and so Equinox was the seventh story. 8 on the list was Dick Dutrow and White Abarrio, his return to racing after a 10-year suspension, and pulls off the big race on Breeders' Cup, winning the Breeders' Cup Classic with White Abarrio. Great story there, Dick Dutrow's story. Number 9 is the Horse Racing Safety and Integrity Authority that takes full effect, and we all know the pros and cons on that, the goods and the bads and all of that about the Horse Racing Safety and Integrity and Authority Act and all of their rulings throughout the year, some very much criticized. And the 10th story was Bob Baffert and his continuing lawsuits, with the continuation of the Medina Spirit lawsuit from the 2021 Kentucky Derby, and of course, other lawsuits as well. But as of note, and I'm glad they mentioned it, is Bill Mott. You won't find him in the top 10 in this, but this guy was great this year. He won 24 graded stakes races, 10 of them grade one stakes races. Bill Mott, just an absolute fabulous year in 2023. Some of the top stories, as seen by HorseRacingNetwork.com, I can tell you right now, Horse Racing Nation, I should say, HorseRacingNation.com. Got a great website, great people there, that's for sure. Let's wrap up the year of 2023. First of all, at Aqueduct yesterday, Jerry J came with a winner for us in the sixth race. American Monarch got there for Jose Lezcano's second win of the day, paying $660. So Jerry gets another winner. He's running hot, and so is our other handicappers. And the other handicapper that had a winner at Aqueduct yesterday was Jonathan Hardoon. He came with the last race winner on the last day of the year, on the last day at Aqueduct with Proudfoot. Remember, he liked Proudfoot. That horse got there and paid $7.10. And there was a mandatory payoff in the pick six yesterday at Aqueduct, and nobody had six. But the fives paid $2,862. Winner of the final stakes race of the year at Aqueduct yesterday, the Queens County, was Krupe, a Todd Pletcher trainee, ridden by Kendrick Carmouche, paying $14.80, outrunning Quality Chick and Kinetic Sky. And again, Linda Rice with 8 horses running yesterday, 2 of them in the second race, the first go round for her horses. She finishes first and second, as Jonathan said, didn't make any, she wanted to make sure she got it done early. That horse paid $20.80. That was the surprise, I think, for Linda Rice there. Santa Anita yesterday, wrapping up 2023, the winner of the Lady of Shamrock Stakes, Ruby Nell, Edwin Maldonado for Richard Mandela, paying $240 as the filthy prohibitive favorite there. Justique was second. Iris Patsy was third. Couple of 2 new riders that won races yesterday at Santa Anita. I'm going to have to get the lowdown on these with John Lendo a little bit later on. Ismael Montesquera, I guess, won the sixth race, his first Santa Anita win, paying $33 aboard Heartful of Stars. And then Epifano Garcia won the ninth race aboard Baby Wayland. Baby Wayland paid $19.80. Both of these jockeys won their first races yesterday, first Santa Anita races yesterday on the card for the last day of the year. Pick six paid $4,659, and John Lendo's horse was scratched. No harm, no foul there. And Richie Ang finished second. Jerry J finished third in a driving finish in the opener at Santa Anita yesterday. But these guys have been doing great work. By the way, Juan Hernandez reeled off 3 straight wins yesterday, the third, fourth, and fifth races as well. At Gulfstream Park, Paco Lopez had a 4-bagger of a day in the Abundantia Stakes. The winner was Stone Silent for Junior Alvarado and Brian Lynch, paying $11.40, outrunning Choose Joy and One Identity. In the Key West Stakes, Sand and Sea won for Riley Mott. Paco Lopez aboard, paying $2.80 as the prohibitive favorite there. And in the Llanos Stakes, the 10th and final race on the card, Panther Island wins it for Luis Reyes. For Laura Cazares, I should say. Laura Cazares, the trainer, paid $17.80, outrunning Extendo and Edmond, who finished third at Gulfstream. Let's see, any Paco Lopez, 4 wins on the day yesterday at Gulfstream. Oaklawn Park, Steve Asmussen had a big day at Oaklawn Park. He won 4 races. This trainer won 4 races yesterday, including one of the feature races, the Renaissance Stakes, with Valentine Candy. Joel Rosario aboard there, paying $3.40, outrunning Tejana Pass and Google Joke. Okay, Google Joke's fine. The year's end stakes won by Ice Cold. Julien Le Perreault aboard, paying $8.80 for Kenny McPeak, who had 2 wins on the card yesterday. McPeak did. So did Le Perreault, by the way. $8.80 for the win there, outrunning Denim and Pearls and Niam Beach. And Rosario capped off the day with his 3rd win in the 10th race and gave Steve Asmussen his 4th win on the day in the 10th and final, with the favorite paying $5.40 at Oaklawn Park yesterday. So that's how we wrapped up 2023. I can tell you one thing right now. Our handicappers have done just a yeoman's job on this show for the past 2 weeks throughout the holiday season. I hope you guys had most of those picks and got yourself some holiday money to spend as well. And we hope they carry that into 2024. In the meantime, on today's show, we got them back. Jonathan Hardoon, John Lindo, Jerry Jackowitz, Rich Eng, who gave us 2 football games yesterday in the NFL. Both of them won, so he's on a hot streak with the pigskin. And, of course, your racing menu, etc. So don't go away. On this very first day of 2024, welcome to the show. If you need to get your Alka-Seltzer, do it during the break. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the race book? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
On Race Day Las Vegas for this very first day of 2024. We welcome you to the New Year's Day special show. After today, we've gone 7 straight days from the day after Christmas right through today on the Race Day shows through the holiday with all the racing and sports. And we're going to wrap it up today with our show here. And we're going to take, of course, Tuesday, our regular day off. And we're going to take off Wednesday, too, because Wednesday is a very light day of racing with all the tracks using today instead of Wednesday as part of their schedule. So we'll be back on Thursday, but we got plenty to do today. I want to thank all the folks out there on, I guess, to give us, I read some tweets, which I guess are X messages now. We don't call them tweets now. I call them tweets, but they're the messages on X, wishing us a very happy new year and thanking our handicappers for the great work they've been doing lately. And we just want to pass along our happy new year to you as well, because without you guys watching and listening out there, what's the sense of doing it? We really appreciate you guys out there doing it. I'm going to say a tweet again. I saw a tweet that I thought was very appropriate. It came from jockey James Graham, that's riding right now at the fairgrounds. He had a picture of, you remember the picture of Secretariat when he hit the finish line? And the photographer took the picture under the railing, so it looked at Secretariat, and way down the track, little dots in the background that were the horses following him, that big 33 length, 35 length win. And Ron Turcotte, his rider, was looking back. And so framed in that photo, we get the image now, the line on it, and I thought it was great, James Graham said, "The only time you should ever look back is to see how far you've come." And that's a pretty good line for the start of this year, that's for sure. Let's go to the menu of racetracks available today. Reminding everybody that the weather is just great out there. Just a little spot of snow going on in West Virginia, eastern parts of Ohio, and western parts of Pennsylvania. Otherwise, little pocket of rain offshore in Southern California, but way southern, way beyond Arcadia. So it looks great as far as the weather is concerned around the country for this first day of 2024. Miami is going to be 72 degrees, New York 45, Chicago 35, and in LA it's going to be 66 degrees. Kind of setting it up for you and the racing menu today. We remind you on this racing menu each and every day that the first post times we broadcast on this menu are that of the Pacific time zone, because that's where we're at here in Las Vegas, right here at the South Point studio. We emanate and originate all the race day shows coming to you live here at the South Point Hotel Casino on the fabulous Strip. And, of course, through the AM airwaves of our anchor station on the radio, KSHB Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM. And, of course, all the other platforms like our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas.world, .global, iPhone, Androids with the KSHP app, and, of course, podcasting as well, and YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in South Point Studio, and you'll be watching and hearing this show right now. And if you would do us that big favor of subscribing, it's free of charge. That'll be a way of starting out 2024 for us on the right foot. The racing menu again. First post times are Pacific. These would be the first post times that roll out in our race books today. Las Vegas, after all, is in the Pacific time zone. These are Pacific time zone first post times. If you're anywhere else, adjust to your area for the post times that are right and correct for you, because I don't want you to miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad, okay? Here we go. We begin with Parks Racing. Yes, Parks is running today, 10 races. First post time, 9:05 at Parks on this first day of 2024. No carryover in their pick fives. Thank goodness. Okay, here we go. Gulfstream Park. Gulfstream Park has a pick six jackpot carryover, $25,395. They've got 10 races, a couple of nice stakes races today. The $150,000 cash run stakes will be the 8th on the card at a mile for 3-year-old fillies. A field of 7 before scratches, and the favorite is number 7, Queen's Martin, 8-5, I should say, with Luis Saez aboard. A couple of races later, the last race, 10th race on the card, is the $150,000 Mucho Macho Man Stakes at a mile for 3-year-olds. 8 go to the post in this one, and the 9-5 favorite there is Unveiled with Irad Ortiz Jr. aboard. All right, 10 races, 2 stakes races. First post time, 9:10 at Gulfstream Park, and again, Gulfstream Park's pick six jackpot carryover, $25,395. Then we go to the Big A, Aqueduct in New York, where they tell us that the track is fast, it is cloudy. They figure about 41 degrees at post time. So all systems are go at Aqueduct today. 8 races, no stakes races on this first day of 2024. So we got 8 races in the first post time of 9:20 at the Big A. Mahoning Valley Racecourse is next. They have 9 races. Their first post time is at 9:45. Oak Lawn Park in Hot Springs, Arkansas has 10 races. Their feature today is the Smarty Jones Stakes. This is the first stakes race of the year on this first day of the year for the nearly turned 3-year-olds. So without any further ado, we want to wish a very happy birthday to all of the horses out there. They all turn universally a year older today, which means all of those 2-year-olds yesterday are now stepping in the spotlight of the 3-year-olds on the march to the first Saturday in May. Today, the Smarty Jones, the $300,000 Smarty Jones for 3-year-olds and the mile and 16th, will have 10 leaderboard points for the winner in the Kentucky Derby leaderboard for the winner of today's Smarty Jones. 10 points are on the line for the winner. And the field of 9 sees the 9-5 favorite there is Just Steel with Ramon Vasquez aboard. First post time at Oak Lawn today is at 10:30 at Oak Lawn. Fairgrounds and all that jazz has 9 races today. Their first post time is 10:45. They got a regular pick 6 carryover, not a jackpot, a regular pick 6 carryover, $2,447, and a first post time at the Fairgrounds at 10:45 for their 9 race card. Then we get to Santa Anita, the great race place. First post time at Santa Anita is 12 high noon. That's right. 9 races today. The feature race is the Las Platas Stakes. Grade 3, $100,000, 8th race on the card, 6 furlongs for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. Just 5 are entered, but it's a competitive 5. The 6-5 favorite there is Sweet Azteca with Frankie Dettori aboard. First post time at Santa Anita today, again at 12 high noon at your great race place. Golden Gate, Northern California. They've got a super high 5 carryover today at Golden Gate, $8,253. Their first post time for 8 races today at Golden Gate is set at 12:45. And that is your New Year's Day, Monday, Race Day, Las Vegas. Racing menu for today, opening the year. And now we open the show with our first guest of the year, Mr. Jonathan Hardoon. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph, and Happy New Year to you and all the listeners as well. Hope you had a great evening last night. I heard Vegas put on some show.
Oh, they did. It was really amazing. You know, I don't get too carried away. When you get to be my age, you've seen probably your take of all the fireworks displays and everything. But even I was taken aback by the fireworks display last night. The Gucci family, who's been doing these fireworks, the most prominent fireworks company out there. They've been doing this for years here in Las Vegas. It's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and they just outdo themselves every year. And I can tell you, it was spectacular last night. I'm sure that for those folks listening and watching out there, if you didn't actually see it live, there'll be some news station somewhere, I'm sure, that'll rebroadcast it. But it was just amazing. Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be on X or Twitter as well. And, they're going to show it. You're going to see it.
Yeah, no question about that. And for the most part, everybody was in a good mood. No real things to report outside of a lot of people having fun. They were just having a lot of fun up and down and downtown as well under Fremont Street. Just had a good time.
Isn't that the way it's supposed to be, Ralph?
Well, you would think so. Now, I'm sure there's the few items out there. There's a few things that are on the blotter and the police blotter, but nothing that was anything more than beyond getting 400,000 people together drinking a lot. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, it'll be fun today. We got those 2 championship games. Looking forward to the college football playoffs. That's today, and wrapping up the NFL. Now the NFL prognosticators are going through all the scenarios of who's going to make it in and who's in the for the last week of the NFL. But for today, it's just college football. The bowl season, I think, is practically all over. But horse racing is, and now we got all these 2-year-olds or 3-year-olds, Jonathan. You know what happens now? Everybody's going to take a look at every step they make through the first Saturday in May.
Especially if you have a good 3-year-old. And happy birthday to all our friends, the horses, that make us have a livelihood that we enjoy doing.
Now, let me ask you this, Jonathan. I know you heard that Horse Racing Nation's their version of top 10 stories of last year. Anything that you heard of that piques your interest?
No, I have to dissect it a little more. I'm sure they left things off, and I'm sure will always be things left off. Everybody has opinions, and you're not going to make everybody happy with your decisions. But I have to tell you, Bill Mott, what a terrific, terrific year he had, and he's a quiet guy. He's not a loudmouth. He basically flies under the radar for the most part. I mean, you don't see many terrific, great trainers like that. Never controversy around him. He just does his job. He's a regular blue-collar guy, and he's amazing. He really is, and he had an amazing year, Ralph. If he doesn't win Trainer of the Year this year, something's wrong.
Well, I am fortunate enough to have a vote in the Eclipse Award, and his is already checked in that category. That's for sure. He just had a phenomenal year. Not, the volume isn't there, but boy, the quality.
I'm telling you, he just does his job, and he does it great, and you're not going to find many people that have a bad word to say about him. He's a gentleman in the game, and he's well-liked by everybody.
Well, Jonathan, what do you look forward to the 2024 in racing? What do you saying? Okay,
We got to fix it, Ralph. We got to try to fix it. We got to save it before it's too late. HISA has to work their problems out. HISA was a good idea, but the way they're implementing it was not such a good idea. They just rushed to do it. They wanted to do something, so they did it, but it wasn't well thought out, and too many problems behind the scenes and logistics. They have to figure out a way to make it good. And also, a major problem is going to be this computer-assisted wagering. They have to figure out a way around it, Ralph. It's getting worse, and you don't want to bet 6-to-1 shots that end up paying $7. That's the worst thing in the world for the game. And other than that, hopefully we'll have a safe season and not too many breakdowns and not bad news. We want good news for this game.
And we want all of our listeners out there to do some cashing right off the bat. So, Jonathan, we're going to ask you for your first picks of 2024, my man.
Okay, well, we're going to avoid Aqueduct today, Ralph, to be honest with you. Looks chalky, short fields. First of our two radio plays is going to come in Gulfstream, and we're going to look at the 10th race today. And this is the Mucho Macho Man, first 3-year-old stake of the year. There were 2 yesterday, there are 3 today, and I love a horse in today's Mucho Macho Man, the 10th race at Gulfstream, and it's the number 1, No More Time. This is a 3-year-old colt who was last seen breaking his maiden at Gulfstream Park on October 22nd. He ran a huge figure that day. Jose D'Angelo has freshened him up since then. Irod Ortiz rides today. He's listed at 6-1 on the morning line. That was the plan. Break your maiden and point for this race, and that's what he did. I'll take 6-1 on number 1. No More Time in today's 10th and featured race at Gulfstream Park.
And Mr. Jose Ortiz riding, no doubt, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Irod Ortiz. Jose. Jose, you're right.
Jose.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, what's the difference? Those brothers, they both are good. Yeah.
Tomato, it's the same thing.
That's right. No More Time's going to get there in time, we hope, in the Mucho Macho Man Stakes, the 10th race, the 1 at Gulfstream Park. 10th race, number 1 is Jonathan's play at Gulfstream. But now that he's passing Aqueduct, I guess we're going to go to Santa Anita.
Santa Anita it is, Ralph. The 7th race today, 6 furlongs sprinting on the turf. And I like the number 4 horse in here, Don't Swear Dave. This is a 5-year-old from the Doug O'Neill barn. Mario Gutierrez aboard to ride. Last time out, too short, ran at 5 furlongs at Del Mar. Couldn't make up the ground. Gets that extra furlong today. The race sets up well for him. I like number 4, Don't Swear Dave, 5-1 on the morning line to win today's 7th race out at Santa Anita.
All right, we're going to have Dave clean up his act. And in the 7th race, we like number 4, Don't Swear Dave. The 4, Don't Swear Dave in the 7th race, Santa Anita, is Jonathan Hardoon's pick. And we know, Jonathan, that you're working hard right through New Year's, and staying up until midnight to watch that ball drop must have been something, buddy.
I was snoring by 10.
That's what I figured, because this man, ladies and gentlemen, has 4 handicapping sheets for you on this first day of 2024. Aqueduct, Gulfstream, Santa Anita, and, of course, Oaklawn Park as well. And, Jonathan, just a quick thought about the Smarty Jones. Any thoughts about that race?
What race is it? Where is it? I'm confused. You threw me a curveball.
Well, that's okay. I'm good at curveballs. It's at Oaklawn Park.
Oaklawn, and it is race number. It's race number 9. Yeah, the Dwayne Lucas horse in there, Just Steel, who now turns 3. This is just an improving horse. He's getting better with each start. He's worked well at Oaklawn. It's 9-5 on the morning line, but unfortunately, he's the most likely winner at a short price.
All right. See, folks, how I got another pick out of him? Anyhow.
You do that every
day. Yes, I do. I'm always at the bat for the listeners. You know that.
Out for the players, Ralph, which is a good thing, not a bad thing.
Yeah, that's right. The Smarty Jones, you think Just Steel, who is the favorite, and the coach training it. All good stuff there, that's for sure. All right, Jonathan, we will let you go now and enjoy the rest of this first.
Enjoy your Tuesday and Wednesday off. We won't be back Thursday. I will.
Yeah, that's right. And wish the better half of the entry a Happy New Year's as well.
I will. Thank you, Ralph. Stay safe and be well.
All right, when we come back, we're being in search of Rich Eng, who is hotter than hot. Boy, this guy is white hot when it comes to picking football games. Doesn't matter whether it's NFL or college. He's got them all. He's winning them all. A couple of more winners yesterday. So we'll wait and see what Richie has to say about today's college football championship playoffs. The winners of the 2 games today go on for the championship. But who will they be? Let's ask Rich. He'll be right back. Don't go away.
Born from the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is committed to helping our nation's heroes and their families in their darkest hours. When a first responder or veteran doesn't return home and leaves behind a young family, Tunnel to Towers supports them. The foundation pays off their mortgages and lifts their financial burdens through their Gold Star Family Home Program and Fallen First Responder Home Program. Through their Smart Home Program, catastrophically injured veterans and first responders regain their independence with a mortgage-free home, specially adapted to meet their unique physical needs. needs. Tunnel to Towers also provides housing assistance and services to our nation's homeless veterans through their Homeless Veteran Program. They are helping more than 2,000 in 2023 because no veteran should be living on the streets of the country they signed up to protect. Join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget 9/11 or the sacrifices made by our nation's heroes. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the racebook? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
For this first day of the new year, and all I can say is our handicappers were hot in 23. We hope they carry that mojo right into 24. And one of our hottest handicappers as far as the pigskin is concerned, through all this big, massive bowl season and the NFL Week 17 just complete, is our man Rich Ang, who's standing by. Richie, good morning. Happy New Year.
Good morning, Ralphie. Happy New Year. And I hope some people grew their bankroll yesterday, because the Bears and the Texans, they were like horses, like Secretariat. You mentioned Secretariat early in the show. Yeah. They were like Secretariat in the Belmont. Once the gate opened, you knew they were going to win.
Yeah, I love winning bets that way. There's no sweat. There's no backdoor, cover and one of those things. It was easy going, easy peasy for those two games. And they were both early games yesterday. The Bears beating the Falcons and the Texans beating the Titans. We have now the college football playoff today. Two big games. The winners of these two games will go on for the college football championship a couple of weeks. I think it was next week or 2 weeks from this weekend. I think it's next week, right?
Yeah, I forget exactly when the championship game's actually going to be. But, the games today, Ralph, they're really kind of an unknown factor. We've talked about the whole college season, bowl season, about the portal and the players opting out for the NFL draft.
Sure.
And most of the teams affected in the first three games, Wisconsin, LSU, Iowa, Tennessee, Liberty, and Oregon, are all really affected by players that are sitting out. So I'm going to sit and watch and maybe make in-game bets depending on who actually puts on the uniform and plays. So I'm going to take a look at that. But the game that I really like and that I'm going to give out as a selection is game 279-280. I had tipped my hand yesterday, Ralph, on the show that's saying that if you liked Alabama, you should bet yesterday when they were +2, because I think the money's going to come in on them. I haven't seen a line movement yet, but it's still quite a while to the 2 o'clock kickoff for the Rose Bowl. But I like 279 Alabama +2 over Michigan. And I think actually Alabama's going to win the national championship, because when they beat Georgia, I thought Georgia was the best team in college football. Alabama beat them. And, Alabama actually, quite frankly, is a better team than Missouri, than Mississippi, and they beat Georgia on the field. Those three teams all won their bowl games easily. So I think Michigan's really going to be up against it, Ralph.
Now, the late game, of course, Texas and Washington, I think that's going to be a good contest. I have no feel for that, and maybe when you don't have a feel for that and they're championship teams, you might as well take the points.
Yeah, taking the points, it never hurts when you're playing football or in a lot of sports betting, taking the underdog. But the way I look at the Texas-Washington game in the Sugar Bowl, to me, it looks like one of those wide open shootouts where maybe whoever is the last team with the football wins the game, because these are two really well-matched teams. and I can't, quite frankly, cannot make a pre-flop bet
Sure.
on either one.
Sure.
I'm just going to watch what happens.
The over-under total started out at 64. I don't know what it is now, but that total suggests, as you were saying, that this thing's going to go up and down the field. All right, now we're getting to Santa Anita. Your selections for Santa Anita, your horse racing selections for Santa Anita, Southern California, available at the racedaylasvegas.com websites every day, as they are today, and we'll take a horse from you.
Yeah, my horse yesterday ran very well, except for the last 20 yards, and then got run down late. Giovanazzo. Let's go to race number 6, Ralph. This is a horse that kind of fits my mold of kind of like a Shores type winner. It's the number 2, She's My Niece, with Edwin Maldonado up. This horse cutting back in distance, but I just think there's a nice pace scenario to set up her late punch. So let's go with number 2, She's My Niece, in race 6 at Santa Anita.
All right, 6th race, a full field and a competitive race at that. In the 6th race, you like the 2, She's My Niece, the 2 in the 6th race at Santa Anita, and, of course, Alabama today on the field as well. Richie, you're doing great work for us, and we will I'll give you a couple of days off. How about
that? Hey, sounds good to me.
Right.
Can't wait for the next show already.
All right, you got it. And that'll be, of course, Thursday, our next show. And Happy New Year to you and Sandy and all the offspring over there. And I imagine you had a very nice New Year's Eve celebration.
Yeah, I went to sleep early with Sandy, so I'll watch a replay of the fireworks.
Yeah, you better. You got to do that. It was great. Thanks a lot, Rich.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Good luck, everybody.
All right. Now, listen to me here. I got my crew here. You got to listen up. We're going to blow off the last commercial break. Blowing it off, and we're going right to John Lindo standing by because we want to get John and Jerry in with good time to spend. John, good morning.
Yeah, you got to do that.
John, good morning. Are you there, John?
Now, listen to me here. I got my crew here. You got to listen up.
I guess. All right, turn him down. Turn John down. John is on a delay, so I guess. John, good morning.
I got you, Ralph. How you doing?
I know. I threw you a curveball because we usually go to a break, but I wanted to get you and Jerry on in enough time to just chat a little bit on this first day of 2024 and the fact that we're in a new year for horse racing. I don't know if you heard, but at the top of the show, I read the top 10 list of things of 23 that Horse Racing Nation put out. I thought it was pretty much on the button. And all I can say is that those, I don't know if they're problems. They were just noting a lot of stuff that happened in 23. But what are you looking forward to in 24?
Hopefully a smoother course this year. There was a lot of issues, and there are a lot of things going on. I'm in California, and, we're at a crossroads as far as trying to build the business of horse racing back, especially we're going to lose Golden Gate in the middle of this year. That's going to affect all the breeding business out here. That'll affect the inventory. So we're in a cycle that, to be honest with you, I don't know if there's anything right now being done to try and turn it around. Mm-hmm. Everybody's thinking, but we've got a ways to go. So this is going to be a very important year for California racing.
Let's hope they find that answer they need. That's for sure. An important thing that happens today that you noted on the Lindo report that's available right now for today at Santa Anita, right here at the South Point, free of charge exclusively. It's only here at the South Point here in Las Vegas. They give away the Lindo report every racing day, and in Southern California every racing day, and some other selected days of tracks around the country. But it's free of charge to you right here, complimentary, because they love horse players. It's really that simple. But one of the items on that is something that's very important today. And the 2-year-olds, as we said, this is universal birthday today. So the 2-year-olds became 3-year-olds. But more importantly than that, as far as the regulations and rules are concerned, not only in Southern California, maybe in other places as well, is the 2-year-olds were prevented from utilizing the anti-bleeding medication Lasix in racing. But now as they turn 3-year-olds, they can have Lasix. And sometimes that produces a big form reversal, John.
Well, absolutely. It's kind of a goofy rule, Ralph. And, all of a sudden yesterday, they're 2-year-olds. You can't race on Lasix. Today, you're allowed to. There are 39 2-year-olds or newly turned 3-year-olds racing at Santa Anita today. 38 of the 39 had Lasix today. And It's not that they all bleed, but you want to protect them from the bleeding incident. You don't
Sure.
want that to happen.
Sure.
And in this day and age, Ralph, where we have so many proactive rules to protect and safety of the animals, to not be able to do that when they're a young horse, it's kind of hypocritical to me. So I'm for it. I like the fact that we finally can do it. And just from a personal standpoint, I haven't bought a yearling since the rules changed where I wasn't allowed to race my 2-year-olds on Lasix. I just want to protect my horses.
Now, I want to remind everybody out there that Lasix is not either performance enhancing or performance drug that affects their performance. It is a medicinal medication that helps horses, and just like we do with people that give them blood thinners. I mean, you got to, the best for the individual.
Right. It's a diuretic. What it does is it takes some of the liquid out of the system, and it helps protect the lungs. When a horse bleeds, like a bloody nose or whatnot, you can do some lung damage, and that'll be permanent. So you want to try and avoid that at all costs. And again, it's been proven it's not performance enhancing. It works. And I just don't see any reason why we shouldn't use it. Again, I have to run by the rules that are in play. And so my decision is, do I want to play by? Do I want to participate or not? And, for me, I'm looking for reversals on some of these horses. And if we can't, and for the horse player too, I think if you have consistent rules, obviously we see with the stakes races where horses don't run on Lasix and they drop into allowance races and they run on Lasix, you see some huge form reversals.
Well, John, again, people are going to say, wait a minute, you said it doesn't affect the performance, and then we're talking about that. What we're saying is, administering this does not mean that it can change the performance of a horse drastically. What it does is it gives a horse an opportunity to run more freely without any impingement of any kind.
Well, yeah, it lets them run to their ability.
Yeah.
There's not something that's stopping them from running their race.
Right. Yeah, and the other drugs will have horses run beyond their ability and can hurt them. But this is just something that it's used all the time. That's for sure.
Exactly.
All right, John, looking ahead to Santa Anita today, 12 high noon is the first post time there. And we need a winner for the new year.
All right, well, let's kick off the new year right in the first race. In race number 1 today, number 2, Hamble. This is a Juddmonte-owned farm, the powerful Juddmonte stable. And I think it's the first Juddmonte-owned horse for trainer Michael McCarthy. So he obviously wants to get off on the right foot with a very powerful stable. This horse was reined off the turf in her only start at Churchill Downs, ran a good second anyways, despite a wide trip. Will get on the turf today out of a good, solid turf family, training well. One of those newly turned 3-year-olds adding Lasix and Frankie Dettori. 4-1 on the program. Number 2, Hamble. First race today, Santa Anita.
Right off the bat, we're going to get a winner in the first race, 12 high noon post time, Pacific time. Number 2, Hamble with Frankie Dettori. And by the way, you got to watch it when Dettori goes in the winner's circle, as we expect him to do. When his dismounting a horse is very unique. He jumps off. As a matter of fact, the Santa Anita calendar, the January calendar, has him doing his winner's circle dismounting. So it's a lot of fun, that's for sure. First race, number 2, John Lindo's pick. Don't forget, the entire Lindo report is available right now here at the South Point in our racebook, free of charge right here. All right, and by the way, I guess Joel Rosario is finally coming back to Southern California?
Yeah, he rides today at Oakland Park. He rode there yesterday. He had to serve 4 days for a Saudi Arabia suspension, which is why he wasn't here earlier, but he will be here as of Friday. And Ralph, if you want to see what the weather conditions are today at Santa Anita, you can turn on the Rose Parade in a little while, and you'll see Jay Cohen, our bugler. He's going to be in the Rose Parade today.
Yeah, he certainly is representing Santa Anita, that's for sure. And we'll take a look at that Rose Bowl Parade for sure. Thanks a lot, John, and we will talk to you on Thursday. Take a couple days off.
Nice to you, Ralph. Happy New Year. Enjoy the football. Enjoy the racing today.
And don't forget, we got John. You're going to be in studio here next week, right?
I'll see you out there in studio on Friday.
You got it, my man. Thanks a lot. Now we're going to go to Jerry Jackowitz standing by in his office here in Las Vegas. And Jerry, I got to ask you, did you watch the fireworks last night?
I did.
Spectacular, weren't they?
Oh, they're always fantastic. It's really shot. I used Channel 3, the local NBC affiliate, and they have the Sky helicopter. And
Yeah, it was great.
it was on the east side of town. You have a great view. You got to see the sphere and what have you.
Yeah, I mean, they were like almost flying right into the fireworks. That was a great shot they had there. Well, you gave everybody a winner in the last day of 2023 in the 6th race at Aqueduct with a nice 660 winner in the form of American Monarch. And that was a nice win there, I thought.
Yeah, ran really well. It ran as I expected, which I'm happy about, of course, and doesn't happen all the time. But we'll try and get you a few more for 2024.
Yeah, let's start. Let's start marking up some winners for the first day of this new year, and we'll go to Aqueduct, I guess, first.
Okay, well, I had my original play was a Big Engine in the 7th race at Aqueduct, and Big Engine scratched. So he was part of an entry. I'm not going to the other part of the entry on the bet. I'm going to go to my second best horse, What's Up Bro from Orlando Noda. He just claimed this horse, and he's pretty good off the claim. And I think he got a horse that's really in phenomenal condition. I really like the claim, and I think he'll just go up in class and be very, very good here. He's 9-2 on the morning line. I think we'll get all of that. That would make it worthwhile. If he goes below 5-2, I'm not so sure I'd make the play. Anyway, number 2, What's Up Bro? That'll be my featured play, my new pop-out key in race number 7. And I'm going to play the 2 over the 1-5-6. Do my reverses. But the 2, that's our win place bet in race number 7 today at the Big A.
All right. And, of course, we did the graphics before the scratches came out. So number 1A, Big Engine, has been scratched. I see that you used the other half of the entry, though, as a link-up.
Right. I didn't use it as a replacement bet. I went right to my second best horse, who I really like a lot. So
okay. So in the race with the 1A being scratched, Big Engine, and you can see his play, his updated play on the screen right now. You like What's Up, Bro? That's the number 2 horse. I know it says 1 on the sheet, but it's actually wearing saddlecloth in bet number 2. So the 2 over 1, 5, and 6 and reverse. 2 over 1, 5, 6, and of course the 2 is the key, which is What's Up, Bro? With Dylan Davis aboard. All right, that of course again at the 7th race at Aqueduct. What about Santa Anita?
I'm going to go to the 9th race, Ralph. You know, I always call this the exit race, and if you exit with a winner in the 9th race, you go home with money in your kicker. And sorry about that.
Well, no, it's okay. You got your customers that are chomping at the bit, wanting to get started for the new year. But go ahead.
Well, I should hope so. The quality of my product is fabulous, and it's $5 for the Power Page and $7.50 for the Power Page Plus. I can't believe anybody would go to the races without it, just to be truthful. Anyway, I'm going to go with Not a Sinner in race number 9. You have this really consistent filly. They're really 2-year-olds, but you know now they're 3-year-olds, but they're really 2-year-olds. Not a Sinner. 3 races. Every time she hits the track, she runs. We like consistent fillies an awful lot. They have a soundness to them. They can be worked with. Trainers can get more out of them. They switched to Dettori. You were mentioning him earlier, and hopefully he'll be doing his flying exit in the winner's circle here with number 2. Not a Sinner. I'm going to play the 2 over the 1, 5, 7, 8. Small reverses, but the 2 in race number 9. That's my feature play, pop-out key. And my bottom price there is 3-2.
All right, 9th race and final race today at Santa Anita. You like the 2, Not a Sinner. The 2, Not a Sinner, over numbers 1, 5, 7, and 8 as the link-ups and reverse. And the win bet is on the 2 in the 9th race. So you and John Lindo believe that Frankie Dettori, will bookend winners in today's opening day card for 2024 at Santa Anita, and we hope he does. That's for sure. All righty, and tell everybody how they can get your product.
Yeah, just go to jerryjpowerpage.com. It's real easy. You just Google in Jerry J, and as I said, the Power Page It's the same $5 we've been charging since we started 27 years ago. It's pretty good, Ralph. And the Power Page Plus has a little more handicapping.
Sure.
That's $750.
Yeah, good stuff. That's for sure. Thanks a lot, Jerry. Appreciate that. We wrap up today's first show of 2024 with our handicappers. Hope we keep the mojo going. You guys have been hot, that's for sure. And let's have 2024 hopefully start out on the right step. We are going to take finally a couple of days off after a 7-day run. We won't be here Wednesday or Thursday. Tuesday. I'm sorry. We won't be here Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll be back on Thursday at 7 a.m. Go ahead and say it, Jerry, quick.
Have a great race day, everybody.